Hello, friends. This is Kita with Psychopath Exposure. Doing a little more intimate talk tonight about our favorite topic: psychopaths, narcissists, borderline personalities, toxic relationships. You know the deal. But first, I got some tea. This is kava stress relief tea. Has no caffeine. I realized caffeine triggers all sorts of anxiety disorders, and it's best to stay away when you're recovering from a breakup with a toxic individual. Why does a psychopath narcissist always cheat on their partners? Well, let's jump into that, shall we? Got a question earlier today. It was more of a rhetorical question, just in conversation. But I wanted to get into detail because I don't think the majority of people out there that are unaware of how deep the rabbit hole goes when talking about a psychopath or narcissist, I don't think they understand how seriously disordered these creatures are and why they can never last in a relationship where they're not putting their partners in extreme pain and anxiety. I mean, we've all heard those cases where someone's been married to a psychopath for 10, 20 years. What they didn't know was the label behind the disorder that their partner suffered from. They don't know the label. They know the anxiety. They know the doom all too well. But what they don't know is the label. When I learned that my ex-girlfriend was a psychopath and I began studying what a psychopath was and what their traits and patterns were, everything started to make sense to me. And I think this topic, although it's becoming a lot more popular thanks to YouTube and trending topics on the internet, I still don't feel that there's a lot of information out there, or at least the information that is out there, I don't feel it's reaching the right people yet. Because I've noticed a rise in narcissistic disorder and psychopathic, narcissistic personalities online for the past 3 or 4 years, more than ever. I mean, with the rise of social media, just that alone, and streaming services like Twitch, I mean, all these narcissistic people are putting themselves out there to get paid and to be validated on a streaming service. Don't want to get in too detail on that. I'm gonna have another talk specifically on Twitch and Instagram and how many narcissistic chicks are on these platforms. That's probably gonna be a talk more for the guys in this channel. Of course, it's open to anybody, but I think it's important to have a separate topic on that. So let's just jump back onto the nitty-gritty stuff. They're just addicted to those dopamine hits. And being loyal, being completely faithful to one person guarantees a limited resource of narcissistic supply, a very limited resource. So, yeah, they'll target the person they feel is the best source of supply at the time, but they'll get bored. They'll get bored right away, especially when the partner starts asking questions and starts making things a little difficult because they feel their relationship is in turmoil. So they start fighting back, not like us, not like us warriors fighting back, but they're fighting back out of instinct, out of, hey, why do you always do this to me, or why are you always attacking me? That, it's perfectly normal for someone in a relationship to question when their partner suddenly stops being this warm, lovable, cuddly person that they are at the beginning of the relationship, at the beginning during the love bombing stage, as I like to say. So the psychopath is going to make sure that they're always planning one step ahead. They're going to make sure that they have other sources of supply lined up, while in the meantime absorbing the validation that they're getting from these people. Especially when we're talking about just straight up narcissist females, narcissist males looking to get together and form relationships. We're not even talking about parents and children of narcissistic families or anything like that. We're just talking right now about the dating scene. And in the dating scene, these monsters always have a backup plan, and sometimes 2 or 3 backup plans. While their backup plan is trying to win them over, they're constantly validating the psychopath. They're constantly fighting for their affection, fighting for their intimacy, right? For their commitment. Meanwhile, the psychopath is not only getting that validation at home from their partner, now they're getting it from their backup plan and any other friends or relationships that they might have formed at work, in the office, or within their own little social circle. Now, we know that their friendships never last. We know that the cracks in their mask eventually start coming through, so their relationships end. The romantic relationships end. Their friendships end. They'll tell you that their friends are turning their back on them, and they'll create a smear campaign towards all these people. But the truth is, it's their crummy personality that pushes people away eventually in the long run, right? So these narcissists are constantly on the prowl for supply like a vampire. They don't have an unlimited source. Their source is very, very limited because they extract their victims to a point of death almost. You know how many people commit suicide after being discarded by a psychopath? It's scary. It's scary. I mean, the horror stories that I've heard are just incredible. I'm so grateful that I got out while I still could, because just a few more months of that torment may have led to irreparable damage. I mean, I can tell you that anxiety disorders are created by narcissists, by these toxic relationships that we've gotten into. But the longer you're in it, the longer and the bigger that trauma expands. So it's not hard to fathom that all psychopath narcissists at one point or another are going to cheat on their partners. Without a doubt, it's part of their It's part of their master plan. It's part of their wiring. It's engraved into their wiring. This is the textbook narcissist trait, is to fuck up their relationships and totally destroy anything good that they have built or created for themselves, all in the name of chasing that narcissistic supply that they can't live without. And if we're talking about a very charming, attractive psychopath where they can get any guy or any girl that they want, oh, I feel sorry for whoever is in a relationship with them. I wasn't one of those, and I trusted her like we all do. Same result. Without a doubt. If you're here listening to this video, you've gone through this too. And if you're going through this, I can tell you right now, it's time to run. Do not give them the benefit of the doubt if you know that you're in a relationship with a psychopath and a narcissist right now. You need to get the fuck out. It's not going to get better, ever. So it's time to plan your exit strategy right now. The narcissist will always cheat on their partner. Always have, always will. If you're in a toxic relationship right now with a psychopath narcissist, and you want to share your experience with others, or if you have any questions about how to get the fuck out, please leave me a comment below. I answer all my comments every morning. You'd be surprised how many people are afraid to reach out, but they're watching these videos and they're scrolling through the comments and they read their story and it inspires them. And it helps them make them feel like they're not alone. Because the truth is, there's no greater loneliness than when you're dating a psychopath. And even worse, after you've been discarded by a psychopath. It gets really dark. So let's get together and help one another. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you're new here, we're trying to get as much information out as possible. Leave a like on the video. That helps the video get noticed on YouTube. It pushes it to the top when people are searching for information on narcissism. And be sure to click on that link that I left for you guys in the description box. I have a free ebook that I put together. I'm very happy about that. I'm a designer, so I went ahead and put something together really nice for you guys, help you get started on how to go no contact with your psychopath narcissist. And it's very hard. It's very hard to do that. Sometimes you just need to read the same information over and over again and have like a little study guide manual to refer to. So I put together, it's a 22-page ebook. Check it out. Just click on the link below and you can download it straight to your phone or straight to your computer. Really appreciate all the support. You got to stay strong. You got to fight through this. This is one of the hardest things I've ever been through. This is a lifelong trauma, guys. This is lifelong. And if you don't do something about it, it'll just ruin the rest of your life. So there is a way out. I turned my life around. And never been more grateful, never been happier. No matter what happens today, I know I got it. Even when things look dark, even when things trigger anxiety for me. I've been through worse. That's something that always helps me keep moving forward. If I went through that, if I survived a psychopath, narcissistic relationship, if I got through that and I'm still alive, I can handle anything else. the temporary setbacks are temporary. So it's really encouraging. It's something I hope you guys can find the strength to do. I'm here to help you guys get through that. It's my purpose to spread all the information and the experience that I've gained over the years so we can rise above this toxicity, because I hate them. All right, guys. I'm going to sign off. I'll talk to you guys later. If you have any questions that you would like me to cover in another video, go ahead and leave me a comment below, and I'll answer that right away. Have a great night. Take care.